Okay, so I just finished this Sasquatch themed mini junk journal, and I am just flipping through here, counting the pages. I made them kind of small because I wanted them to be smaller. My target audience is children, but I mean, everyone buys my art. But I thought I'd make some smaller journals, like thinner journals, just because I find that these get a little bit too thick for me at times when I'm working them. So I thought I'd try out a thinner one. Just ripping up some, what do you call this stuff? Wrapping paper. And using my glue stick here to put it in. I'm gonna do a journal page. This is my personal mini junk journal that I am trying to work in, just to see how thick the journal will actually get once all the pages are full. So I'll do a flip through when I'm done, but for now we're just going to do one page. So the outside of the cover of this journal is kind of like a cardstock. It's just something this thin. It's got some weight to it, but it's not too flimsy. I really love this wrapping paper. I'm really attracted to lime green these days. And I found this wrapping paper at a thrift store. I forget where, but I think it might have been in Rocky, where I live. And now I'm just using some sepia, is that how you say it? Archival ink. I forgot to put a page protector, so I'm just slipping that in, and I'm just stamping some of this ink around. And I'm taking my black archival ink, and I'm just going to use my chicken wire stamp to do some stamping. This is one of my favorite stamps. I use it a lot. Don't want to overdo it, but I think I did a little bit, but a lot of it gets covered up because it's such a small page. And I'm going to apply a little bit of my neon orange paint just to give a little bit more color. I love neon paints. They're some of my favorite paints to work with. I especially love them against black. I find they really pop when it's against black. So I'm just doing a thin wash with my finger. Use my fingers a lot for mixed media. I like getting my hands dirty. And you just have more control when you use your fingers. Now I am trying to figure out which one of my paper dolls I want to use. Actually, I can't remember which one I picked, or if I am even going to use a paper doll. Actually, I think I end up picking out one of my paper faces. Going through, this is my personal stash of my own artwork that I've put into paper dolls, faces, and just some quotes and inspirational words. That's all my own personal stuff that I've created and made myself. So it looks like I found a face here, and just fussy cutting that out. All my faces are from my original artwork. So this face was actually from a wasp and medicine piece that I did about, I think, around 2 years ago, year and a half ago or so. And yeah, the all my faces, you can purchase from me. Only charge $10 a sheet, and you get you get actually more than several. You get a lot of faces on one sheet, and then they get emailed to you via email, obviously, but in a PDF format is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just using some clear Elmer's glue to stick this on. I just picked that up from the dollar store the other day. I never used it before in my junk journaling, but I wanted to try a different glue. I like using my Mod Podge, but sometimes it's nice to have something a little bit easier to work with. Like, not that Mod Podge isn't easy to work with, because it is, and I love it, but I just want to try something different. And I found it really worked well, this clear Elmer's glue. So I definitely am going to buy this again. So I just made a little sort of shirt, I guess, for this this face. And grabbed the paper out of my little scrap basket there. I'm just going to form a neck here. And then I usually like to outline my pages, not all the time, but I'm doing that to this one. I'm just waiting for that glue to dry so that I can outline my girl. Give her a little bit more hair as well, which you'll see in a minute. See, I just love how that black border just makes the picture pop too even more. It's one of my favorite techniques that I like to do. And I don't really care about perfection here. I'm just trying to get it, get that black paint or black pen around the frame. Grabbing one of my post-it notes that kind of sort of suit the color scheme that I'm going with. This is kind of like a orangey yellow. It's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to tear it. And it's already sticky, but I think I add a little bit of extra glue just to make it stick a little bit firmer on the page. That Crayola glue stick is actually not too bad. I usually only use Elmer's glue stick, but I found that Crayola one. I thought I'd give it a try, and it's actually pretty good. I don't like using cheap glue stick because they don't work. So I just found these stickers in my sticker basket. And I'm just adding those on. I'm just going to frame this quote with my black pen again. Not caring again about perfection, just doing whatever looks good. And switching pens now, I think. Yep, there's my... Just using a regular black ballpoint pen. I tend to use my black ballpoint pen a lot for outlining. Sometimes I will just outline it with a black ballpoint pen and then come in with one of my, what do you call those pens? Just like a black archival ink pen or something like that over top of the ballpoint. Because I'm impatient, and I find like when you're using Mod Podge or other glues, sometimes if it seeps out of the sides of the faces of the artwork or whatever it is I'm doing, a black ballpoint pen tends to be more forgiving and like not, the glue doesn't get stuck to it. Whereas if you, like, it does, but it's easier for it to get off. Whereas with the more expensive archival ink pens, once the Mod Podge gets on there, it is hard to get it off. And then you end up ruining your pens, and they're not cheap pens. So I've just given her a bun in her hair. So, and just outlining her hair a little bit more, her outlining around her face and her neck. Giving her some little curls on the side of her hair there. Now I am going to do what? I don't know. Oh yes, I have these really pretty, I mean the bugs aren't really pretty, but there's some bugs that have some cool wings on them. So I'm just looking at the bugs and thinking these would be the perfect size wings to put on my little girl here. So I am cutting out some wings from one of these bugs. I don't know if it's a fly or a wasp or what it is, but I'm cutting off the wings. And then you're going to watch me momentarily struggle a little bit to get that backing from the sticker off. It's a little bit tricky. It doesn't take me too long to get it off. Almost have it there, and almost there we go. I really love these wings. They got a nice like metallic, I don't know what the right word is for, but they're just really super pretty. And cutting the second one here. Almost done. This time I pulled the backing off so it's not so hard. To so I don't have to deal with fiddling with it, I guess. And there we go. Got those wings on. Just going in and doing a little bit more details around this little frame. I just love working in these little junk journals. They really challenge me creatively because there's not a lot of space to work in. So you kind of gotta be, just careful, like with, how you lay things out. I always like to try to, have balance on my page, and I like things to be cohesive and with visual interest in the background, and like all that is challenging to do in such a small little layout. Still fiddling with her hair. I really like the face of this one. She's one of my favorite faces. Just outlining those words. I don't know if it's in this spread or another spread, but I mess up on one. Was it this one? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, this is the one I mess up on. I think I end up changing the words because I smeared it, and then I couldn't get the black smudge off, and I didn't like how it looked. So yeah, I just ended up pulling it off because I wasn't happy with it. And grabbing a different word or phrase or quote. I forget what the quote says. I got these stickers, these quotes in a planner sticker pack. Perfect size for these little spreads. There we go. Deep breath, it says. And I think that's it. Is it? Yeah, I think I'm just thinking if I should add anything else, but I think she's done.